Good morning, tubers. Welcome again to yet another video from deep within the Stink Bug Works, the super secret division of Dr. Jet Laboratories. Well, I'm here to talk about a bunch of things, and I got something special for Vinny that we're going to talk about in a little bit. Right now, I have completed the tub, and I have the front, the battery hatch, the accessories hatch, and essentially all the wood parts are done. These have been sprayed with enough coats of lacquer that they'll be watertight enough. Just so you can see and keep you all apprised of how things are going, the entire tub, all the wood parts, the motor mount, everything but no carbon parts, we're looking at 18 grams. These are roughly 12, so this should be all up and going 30.5 grams. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's real good. And I am going to coat this with thinned epoxy, mainly to reinforce all the little CA glue joints that are in there. And then I'll give it a ride on the belt sander, and that'll take off any epoxy that's on the outside edges. And then I'll hit it with a light coat of lacquer, and I'm thinking the lacquer is going to help the I think I'm going to use laminating film. This thing is so stiff as it is. I mean, it's pretty stiff that I think the laminating film will be more than enough. Oh, I still have to build the ski. That's the next thing, and look for 2 grams. So all up, maybe we're going to be 32.5 grams. Anyway, enough of that. My little 10 amp speed control, I ran the numbers again, and they said 10.7 amps. And I thought, that might be pushing it. And I think I'm going to have a lot of room because I'm going to use one of these little tiny 5-gram servos. It's going to be more than enough for that hull and take up a lot less space. And I think it will give me room to put on this heat sink that I put on the speed control. Now, the speed control, I've taken off the shrink wrap, and I painted it with conformal coating. In the old days, I was just sealing up with liquid tape, sealing up the plastic and calling that good enough. And for all practical purposes, it is. But if you have conformal coating, and not everybody does, if you have it, that's the bee's knees. Just paint that stuff on and bingo, you're waterproofed. I noticed a couple places where it was a little thin on the receiver, and it was especially down here near these components and your little switch. Now the switch, you don't want to put any conformal coating on that, and that's where you put a little drop of Corrosion X inside that switch. So this is all watertight. This is all watertight. These guys talk about sealing here and watertight this. So the servo very well may be watertight. Okay, so we've gone through enough of that. Now, what have I been doing for the past few days other than building this little hatch here and that hatch? Well, I've been upstairs playing with the computer. Ladies and gentlemen, May I have your attention, please? We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience, but this portion of this video and/or audio recording has been determined to contain classified and/or sensitive information. It is hereby declared censored by the laboratories of Dr. Jet. Please stand by. Normal recording will resume shortly. Thank you. Then, of course, here's the drawings for the rest of the parts. The same little plate that I used here will work, and the motor mount's a little thinner this way, so I could take the old motor mounts and sand them down. So there you go. The thinking of this is there's a lot of loads on this turn fin. In the turn, it's holding everything. And so I wanted this on the most solid part. I wanted it on this hunk of carbon that holds everything. So that's why this is up like this. I could have made a hole in here, but by the time, you know, you figure how big that hole would be, it wasn't really worth the effort. So 2 grams for that little puppy, but it's 2 grams well spent. Okay, so I think I've addressed everything. Vinny, I'm going to build one of these, and if I like it, here's the best part. I'm going to make these plans public. Anybody can have them. Just download them and copy off as many as you want. You can build one too. Okay, until next time, Jet out.